I'm Lexi. I thought we'd do something a little bit different today. You see, I have all of these just little niggling kitchen projects that I haven't gotten around to. So I thought, why not do them on video with all of you and show you some of the random things I get up to in the kitchen. I don't know how long this video is going to be. I don't know how long a span this video is going to be over. I'm just going to keep filming bits and pieces until I end up with a 15 to 20 minute video, and we'll see what I get up to. Well, the first project that I want to do tonight is something that's a little time consuming, but is really easy, and it's something that I've been wanting to do for a while. Yesterday, I bought a bag. I guess this isn't a bag, is it? I bought just over 5 pounds of chicken. I enjoy using shredded chicken when I'm cooking, but in order to get nicely shredded chicken, you have to plan ahead, and it takes a while. So I end up boiling and spending the time to boil chicken one meal at a time far too often. And yeah, I know I can do a whole bunch of it in the crock pot this way too, but I don't know, boiling is my preferred method to get shredded chicken. So that's what I'm going to do. I am going to boil 5 pounds of chicken for about an hour, and then I'm going to shred it all up. And then I'm going to freeze it into bags that are enough for one meal, so that I get 6 or 7 is my guess, meals worth of chicken out of this meat, and then I don't have to spend the time to boil chicken again for quite a while. So all I'm going to do with this, put some water in the pot, put it on the stove, turn it on high, let it go while we do some of these other things. I'm going to do that and wash my chickeny hands, and I'll be back in a minute. Okay, project number 2. Equally easy. So last summer, I started playing around with making my own extracts. I did a video, I think 2 years ago, where I made vanilla. But last year I also made lavender extract and peppermint extract, and I've got coffee extract brewing right now too. Well, I've got some cinnamon sticks. I guess this needs to go this way for you to read it right side up, huh? That I'm not, where'd the cap go? That I'm not going to use for anything. So I figured I'd make some cinnamon extract. Okay, some of these are a little tall to fit in the jar. Well, maybe not. Yeah, they're a little tall. We're going to break them in half, if I can. Do I have a recipe for this? No. Are we just going to throw some cinnamon and some vodka in a jar and see what happens? Yeah. But I'm also pretty sure it's going to be just fine. And, you know, the worst thing that happens is then I have cinnamon vodka. You know, I probably don't need all of these. But again, if I just have a really strong extract, that means that I don't have to use as much of it. And I'm not doing anything else with these cinnamon sticks. Cinnamon sticks are not something that I use. What is with me in this lid? No more lid to worry about. So we've got our cinnamon, we've got our jar, we've got our vodka. This is just basic vodka. I believe 80 proof is the minimum that you want for making extract. Yeah. And it doesn't have to be anything special, just basic vodka. Put the jar in a nice dark place. Give it a turn every couple of days, once a week. And in a few weeks, I'll have some cinnamon extract. Let me get the stuff together for the next project. Okay, thing number 3 I've been meaning to get done. I ran out of coffee. I know, I should be doing this anyway. But sometimes I need a little extra motivation, and right now that motivation is in the form of you guys. And I really only ran out 2 days ago, so it's not like I've been putting this one off that long. I did a video about this on the channel last April, but that footage got lost, so let's hope this footage doesn't get lost. I like to drink cold brew. I like to make cold brew a ½ gallon at a time. This is a ½ gallon mason jar. This is a cold brew coffee filter. This is a new one from last year. And into this filter, I put 16 heaping tablespoons of coffee. Whatever your favorite coffee is. 3, 4. Do I make this strong? Yes, I do. But I'm also going to be diluting it when I make it to drink it. 5, 6, 7, 8. I can't talk while I'm counting or I'm going to lose count. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Lid back on the coffee tin. Coffee tin back on top of the microwave where it goes. I know you can't see that. And when I fill these, I like to fill them with jars of water, which has been just filtered from the sink. But I don't like to fill this from the sink directly because I find the stream is too powerful and like tries to wash the coffee grounds up and out and just be in general problematic. So I'm going to try and get the top layer wet. That helps keep it from overflowing. And you can see how the coffee grounds are trying to float up. And if I do this under the sink, I just don't feel like I've got the control I need to not make a mess and lose my coffee. And this is just filtered tap water. Where I am, I can drink my tap water. I prefer to use one of those sink filters. Just me. Once this is filled, I'm just going to stick the lid on it with the filter in it. And the lid doesn't fit real well with the filter, but you just be aware and don't knock the jar over in your fridge. And then this is going to sit for about 24 hours in my refrigerator, at which point I will then take the filter out, and these coffee grounds will go into my garden for lovely, lovely compost. And I will have a delicious cold brew for about the next week, week and a half. I don't drink coffee every day. Because 9 times out of 10, I'm drinking it more for enjoyment than to wake up. I say 9 times out of 10, I'm not a monster. A certain amount of patience is required for this. Clearly. And apparently, when I'm on camera, I am lacking a certain amount of that patience because I really just want to dump this water in and be done with it. I'm also thinking this coffee might have a finer grind than the stuff I had last time. The last time I had Maxwell House coffee, because I like Maxwell House, and I couldn't find the one I actually wanted. And then this time I got the one I actually wanted, which I don't know. I don't know if this is a good thing or a bad thing, but I like this coffee. This is McDonald's brand coffee. And if you don't like it, if you think it's trash, that is completely your call. The world is your pantry. Choose what you want. This is what I like. Maybe someday I will find some small local roast house whose coffee is just the best thing I've ever tasted, and I won't be able to drink anything else ever from that point on. But I haven't found that yet. I like to get as much water in this as I can because I want as much coffee as I can have. And that looks to be about my upper limit. I'm just going to put this on. See if it did. It caught. And I'm going to put this in the fridge and get set up for yet another project that I need to get done. I told you, I have a lot of these. Okay, so this one's a little bit bigger. In this box, I have all of the rest of 2024's garlic harvest. Well, this box and half of a garlic braid hanging on my kitchen door. And 2025's garlic is already in the ground and coming up out of the ground a fair bit and working very hard to be 200 heads of brand new garlic that I'll be harvesting in July. I need to process this. So I'm going to peel, and then I'm going to use my food processor to chop all of the rest of my garlic and get it frozen into little spoonful-like pucks so that I can throw it into cooking projects easily and not have to sit there and chop and peel garlic every single time. And also then it'll keep as long as I need it to. Let's see, to do this, we'll just dive right in. I'll peel the first one with you, and then you don't have to watch me do the whole box. I need a bowl to put all this in. Is this a small bowl? Yes, but I also have a trash bag down here. I just don't want to reach down to the trash bag with every little bit of garbage. So we're going to put that there. Just going to break these open. Most of this is hardneck garlic, which means that the cloves were pretty big, and you can see it starting to sprout. You can still eat it. It's still perfectly fine, but it wasn't going to last a whole lot longer. And like this section is a little questionable, but I wouldn't call it bad. So I'm just going to cut that off. Cut off a little more. Now, instead of sitting here and peeling each of these cloves, oh, no, forgot. I'm going to cut the ends off. Oh, that one's bad. Sometimes you're going to find a bad clove. You just throw the bad ones away and keep going on with your life. Last year was the first year I really grew garlic for myself. And I'm still getting used to utilizing it. So that's why I still have so much at this point in the year. Last year I harvested, oh, that one's not good anyway. Last year I harvested 178 heads of garlic. I I wasn't going to use 178 heads. I knew that. But I wanted to save enough that I didn't have to buy garlic this year to plant, and I was successful in that endeavor. And I also wanted to have enough that I could share some. And I've been able to do that. It's always fun when I can walk into an event or an activity and have party favors in the form of fresh garlic to give my friends and acquaintances and family members. But this one's starting to go too. I feel a soft clove in there. We'll do that one in a minute. And next year, I will be a little better at this. Because that's all we can hope for ourselves, right? Is that we get better every time. Use more of the garlic, less waste, process it not in March, because this video I'm filming in March, and have less of it that's gone bad. Now, of course, I don't need to be squishing it because I'm chopping it or to break it up. I'm just doing that because it helps the paper come off a bit easier. Well, more than a bit easier. It helps the paper come off a lot easier. Basically, though, I'm just going to go through this whole box. And then I'm going to chop it up in the food processor. And I'm not going to add anything to it. No oil, no water, just the garlic. And I will see you back at that point. Or when the chicken's done boiling. We'll see what happens first. Hi! So the chicken's done. And I finished up with the garlic too, but I figured let's do the chicken first. And I'm going to use the hack where you use your mixer to shred this up. If it was just 1 or 2 pieces, I'd probably use a fork, but I'm going to use the mixer. And that easily, I have 5 and a bit pounds of beautiful shredded chicken. And I'll go ahead and show you how I'm going to package, get out of there, all of this up for the freezer. Also, the water that was left in here, I went ahead and ran that through a strainer and put it into a couple of quart jars in the fridge. And over the next few days, I'm going to use that to make rice or maybe as a soup starter, because there's lots of flavor in that water now. And it's still perfectly good. And with grocery prices being as they are right now, let's use everything we can, right? Let me grab my kitchen scale and some bags. Okay, now we don't really need to be this exact with it, but I know I want bags of about 3/4 pound. I have no idea how much 3/4, not that, that is not nearly 3/4 pound. There we go. 3/4 pound. Press out as much air as I can. My cat is being cranky that I'm not sharing this delicious chicken with him. And then I'm just going to work this out flat and freeze it flat so that it will thaw quickly when I'm ready to use it. And that will give me shredded chicken whenever I need it for the next several weeks. And if this works out nicely, I will probably continue to do it, because I don't see how having this in my freezer as a convenience item will not be a time and brain saver for me. And we all need brain savers, right? It's 2. May not get quite as much out of this as I'd hoped. And that would just mean that the fat's boiled off. And that's okay. I was thinking I'd get like 6 meals out of this, but I'm not even sure I'm going to get 5. Guess I didn't realize how much fat there is in chicken. Yeah, because that's not another 3/4 of a pound, so I'm just going to put that in this last bag. And that's only 4 bags at 3/4 of a pound per. So, less than I was hoping for, but it will still be a great help. And now I know for next time that I do this that I need to do more chicken. And that's just fine, because we learn as we go, right? Let me get the stuff and I'll show you how we're going to finish up the garlic. So I ran the garlic through my food processor and it's nice and finely chopped here. And all I'm going to do, I've got a piece of parchment paper on a cookie sheet, and we're just going to kind of make lumps. And yeah, some of these are going to be bigger than others, but then you can just, if you need more garlic, you can pick a bigger lump. If you want less garlic, you can pick a smaller lump. But let's be honest, I tend to always pick more garlic, so I will go with more of the bigger lumps. And these aren't going to spread like cookies, clearly. So you can put them pretty close to each other. Now I've done a lot of the garlic like this already. This is actually the 3rd time that I've done a big batch in the food processor. So I already have a bunch in my freezer. I just needed to finish it up before it went bad, because it was starting to go bad on me. That one's a bit big even for me. Gonna get rid of the blade here. Okay, well I am going to finish up with this garlic, and then I'm going to put this whole tray in the freezer, and once it's frozen I'll just peel them off of the parchment paper and put them into a Ziploc bag, and then you can just add them to cooking at your convenience. And those are all the projects that I am doing tonight. So, providing I don't think this is enough for a full video, which I'm pretty sure it's not, I will see you tomorrow, in a few days. Not really sure, but I'll see you again soon to do a few more random projects. And if this somehow is enough for a full video, if you could give the video a like and hit the subscribe button if you haven't already, I'd really appreciate it. And as always, I'll see you next time. Bye.